The anomaly of the note. I do remember now, 'twas a week ago, peradventure that note was delivered unto me. Peradventure.
Peradventure.
Nice. On the day of which therein, I did tarry a long hour at the slung salad, yet nobody came.
Yeah, nobody came.
Thereafter, on the evening I had the company of the Japanese fellow, I did see the note had vanished.
I don't know what you mean. You think I snuck into this man's room, do you? Why would I? Poison. I can point out the villain here. And as for the torn-off piece of the envelope, I don't know anything about it.
That's it. I was lame.
Well, my bullshitometer is off the meter.
No claim to have received this letter to you, Mr. Shakespeare.
Faith, just so, my lord. Then I would swear to have set it upon the table in my humble lodgings. Yet, it is clear to me now that since I returned from the tavern that night, I have not laid eyes upon it.
Well, that being the case, young lady, it would appear that your testimony was...
I beg a lie? Is that what you think? How unfair of you to think that I'm the one lying.
Yeah, we already ruined Shakespeare's character.
Man, she's got a spine now. What the fuck?
It's your turn. Yeah, I missed the meekness of her.
I beg your pardon?
I'm just a fledgling artist, as I said, and fledgling artists don't lie.
Sure, whatever.
That also is leave it to me and my address. Besides, we all know who the liar is around here.
If that's true, Miss Green, how'd you explain the facts? The spot of the envelope was, without question, found in Mr. Shakespeare's room.
I don't see why I should explain.
All right, that's your job, Mr. Lawyer Man. Sorry?
I'm a fledgling artist. My job here is just to say what happened. That's all.
I'm not even getting paid for it.
It's your job to give the explanation and the proofs. You, the fledgling lawyer.
The fledgling will do his best. Will to do. The fledgling will to do.
Evidently, my learned friend's cross-examination is our only hope of learning the truth.
Help me, cross-examination. You're my only hope.
Well, shit. It seems I'm gonna have to deal with his bullshit.
I don't think even Van Zeeks is on her side.
No.
Yeah, you know, she's just like, what
I don't
the
think he
fuck
likes her
is
anymore.
happening?
Very well then, the defense will now proceed with a cross-examination of the witnesses.
Miss Green clearly did break into Mr. Shakespeare's room. There can be no question of that. And that's how she acquired the note.
Yes, two facts that are starting to lead me to a possible explanation for all this. And it's not a pretty one. Okay, 'twas a week ago, peradventure.
Hold it!
And can you shed any light on the contents of the note at all? Nay, sire, it is as strange to me as a foreign tongue. Even with a knowledge of literature as great as mine own, verily, it's impenetrable. Mr. Duncan Ross had lodgings in the same household as you. In effect, he was your neighbor, so surely you knew him, didn't you? No? Yes? Alack! If choices be twixt, I knew him, and I knew him not. Then 'tis with foreboding that I be forced to declare we were by some small measure acquainted. Despite your claims, though, you followed the note's instructions and went to the slug and salad. Presumably that was nothing to do with knowledge of literature. Marry, naught will I have the better of me, sire, save for the lure of curiosity. Such is true, I was compelled by my own eager heart to betake myself to the tavern. Yet in the end, my curiosity was not satiated, and neither was my belly. The day reached therein, I did tarry a long hour at the slug and salad, yet nobody came. I wonder why.
Hold it!
So even after waiting for an hour, nobody appeared? Well, yes, sire, it is as thou sayest. Really? You paused for a moment before you answered. In truth, when thou asked whether nobody appeared, I did suddenly recall.
Really? Do you mean to tell the court that somebody did appear after all?
I was not alone that night in the slug and cellar, my lord. No, it is returning to me now. I did treat my lips to almost clear water and mine innards to a premium crust of bread.
Wait, who bought your stuff?
And all around me danced a great many companions. What do you mean? Flies, sire, flies!
Oh, he went to the garbage.
Ah. Ah. How unfortunate.
In the name of Beelzebub, what were they?
Flies,
Fairies perchance from a Midsummer Night's Dream. Come to
No,
taunt
you said
me.
they were flies.
I think they were just flies.
I was not thinking that the flies had to choose something more wholesome to buzz around.
The flies could do better.
Is that wrong of me?
No, not at all. I don't judge. It's fine.
I like how that's the end of the conversation.
Okay.
Hold it!
When exactly did you notice it had gone missing? Such idle thoughts now occupy my mind. I'm busied with the great ideas.
In other words, you didn't notice.
Several days passed between your outing to the tavern and Mr. Natsume's visit to your room.
Yes, it would appear that the note disappeared sometime in that interval.
Just a couple days. Such idle thoughts now occupy my mind. I'm busied with great ideas. You already said that.
Like how to swindle the fucking gas company.
Yeah, exactly.
And yet during that time, Miss Green was comatose in hospital, was she not? Clearly then, she could not have been stealing things from Mr. Shamspeare's room.
Yes, of course, sure.
Yeah, totally. What you just said.
It's also some misunderstanding. Isn't it, Mr. Prosecutor, sir?
Is it, Mr. Prosecutor, sir?
Hmm.
Ah. Well?
You have so far failed to give a satisfactory explanation as to how you came by the note.
You have no ally in me,
Ooh.
bitch.
Your alibi sucks. I can't help you. I no longer care about winning. I just want to beat the shit out of this girl. I'm not here to advocate for your defense, madam. I won't tolerate inconsistencies in your story.
That's
I
right.
am a prosecution.
Yeah.
Prosecution.
You do well to remember that.
Oh, dear me.
What's Lindsay getting at? The truth, I hope. Yeah, why would you?
I?
Why would you?
Hold it!
Seems that this note was actually delivered to Mr. Shamspeare about 1 week ago.
Oh, does it?
But for some reason it ended up in your possession. Oh, did it? I can't think of any way that could have happened except for you breaking into Mr. Shamspeare's lodgings.
Objection!
No evidence.
For what reason would the witness have done that?
I
won't deny that Miss Green's possession of the note would appear to defy logic. However, until and unless her involvement in this case can be proven in some way, any further pursuit of this note is meaningless.
Miss Green could only have come to be in possession of the note by stealing it from Mr. Shamspeare's room. And yet, there's no obvious reason why she would have done such a thing.
What if there was some other reason she broke into his lodgings, though?
Yes, we should pursue that idea, Mr. Meadow.
We're close now. I can feel it. We're so close to a breakthrough. So close. So close.
Just one more pressing for content.
So, yeah, exactly.
Hold it!
Hold it! So you don't want to tell the court the truth about the letter, is that it?
Wow, that pen disappeared fast.
Slightly artists, remember? Artists have nearly always introverted character.
Yeah, well.
Introverted? Fie! This fledgling doth readily cast aspersions about my nature. Yet I am an angel, a seraph. Birds do harmonize with my song. The wind doth frolic on my wing. The one wing. Just the one.
You are a former
Oh
convict.
pity, wherefore dost thou accuse one so pure of heart, ample woman?
He's flossy.
I don't think so. Give me a flashlight like we can see you're just a failure.
Tragedy, thou shalt not know the true heart of an artist until thine instruction hereafter by death.
Now he's Jojo posing.
Yeah. Oh, the days, oh, the years, alas, to enlighten thee, thou must wait so long and in vain.
Mr. Meadow will interject with some clever remark.
No, let them banter, actually.
This is your chance to shine.
I know you are, but what
No
am I?
Shakespearean actor, Mr. Sato. No, as far as I can tell, the only thing that's gonna resolve this argument is evidence. Well, sorry.
Evidanka.
It's evidence. Yes!
Yes,
Do
you're
that
completing each
thing.
other's sentences already.
Clear that Miss Green did in fact break it to...
Okay.
Yeah, now she's gonna. If
Yeah.
only there was something you could use, and then.
Yeah, if only.
That's how you found this ladder.
Yeah, two more or less foregone conclusions that lead me to one terrifying conclusion.
Terrifying.
Yes, I'm afraid to say that the outcome of this cross-examination may well change how we look at this case completely. Oh boy! All right.
Present the poison of the fourth one.
The fourth one, right?
Yeah.
don't
Why
know
would
what
I
you
go
mean,
there?
assigned to his man's room to you, why would I?
To poison
Exactly, there we go.
the gas piping.
Yep. Why would you? Yeah, why would you though? Pray tell.
With slow acting.
Yeah, they're
poison
just gonna
sickly.
claim, oh, well, no, she did already admit to knowing Duncan, so, meh.
Objection!
Yesterday at the hospital, we saw you with this bottle. And though the contents spilled during the course of our meeting, a small quantity remained.
Ah,
According to the defense's independent analysis, Mr. Sham's chemistry set, the liquid that was still in the bottle was identified as strychnine.
What? Strychnine. My only weakness.
It's not for you, Mr. 17.
The very same poison that afflicted Mr. Shampspear.
The very same. Ah,
Also, I like how they just guessed it was strychnine.
yeah.
Like, they had nothing to go, just guess it was strychnine.
Miss Green, you broke into this man's lodgings for one reason and one reason alone. To cover the end of the pipe that feeds the gas lamp in Mr. Shampspear's room with poison.
I still don't know how she would know that. That was still one of the things
Right.
that is blank.
You okay there?
In my
You
court
okay
part.
with there, Shammy? You good?
Can this be?
You broke into my room to... It may seem incredible to the court. But from the remaining clues, there's only one logical conclusion that we can reach. The person who attempted to take Mr. Shampspear's life with poison was you, Miss Olive Green.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Nope.
Oh,
Oh no!
Well, that was the most.
Completely
It's
fell
It's
in.
empty!
Oh, the canvas system.
Order! Order!
And her dress was a flat texture.
Counsel, you are seriously suggesting this woman put poison on the end of the gas pipe with intent to kill?
But why? Yes, my lord. There's no other way to
It's pretty
explain the
obvious
fact.
at this point. But if Miss Green did indeed set this odious trap 6 days ago, and the victim had put his mouth to the pipe that very evening, as expected, the attempted murder would have happened 6 days ago, surely.
Well, Soseki
Soseki
wasn't
was
in his room
arrested.
that. Yeah, exactly. During that time, Soseki wasn't home.
I point at my court.
Well, that's a very good point. No, it's actually not. No, it's not. The
I
room was
tapped very
unoccupied.
angrily at
The
the
room was
corkboard.
unoccupied. You're no scared.
Perhaps not, my lord.
Wait, is he gonna point that out?
Did he read my corkboard?
Pardon?
Sorry.
There was a significant police presence in the area that evening on account of the incidents on Briar Road.
Also, there was no victim to
Yeah.
be poisoned.
Local residents were being interviewed throughout the night as part of the ongoing inquiry. A circumspect criminal would likely have chosen not to carry out any wrongdoing at that time.
Also a good point. Lord sakes. Goodness.
And of course, the following morning, there was more activity at Shamspeare's address.
More activity? Ah, yes. I remember. You mean his fellow lodger, Mr. Natsume, being arrested on suspicion of murder.
Oh, that was on the following morning? I thought it was like immediate.
No, it was the following morning.
That's right, and as the defense has already proposed, Mr. Shamspeare was meddling with the gas in the pipe for a very sinister reason himself. To cause the gas dump in Mr. Natsume's room to go out, thereby asphyxiating the occupant.
But once Mr. Natsume had been arrested, his room was under constant surveillance by the police. In the circumstances, Mr. Shamspeare had no reason to blow air into the gas pipe.
His intended victim being in a prison cell. With the need to tamper with the gas removed, the poison of the pipe lay dormant, and perhaps less effective over time.
Or more effective. I don't know how poison works.
No, if it's deadly, my guess is it gets less effective.
Probably.
Because it probably has a little bit of noxious nature too as it goes away after a while.
And then 3 days ago now, the situation changed again. She got fucking stabbed.
Right,
No.
Mr. Natsume's trial, which took place here, the Old Bailey, came to an end.
Yep.
The trial in which the man stood accused of stabbing Miss Green in the back, but was duly acquitted.
That resulted in Mr. Natsume returning to his lodgings for the first time in 2 days. And that very night, his gas stove mysteriously went out and Mr. Shamspeare was mysteriously poisoned. In conclusion, the poison that was present on the mouth of the gas pipe had been put there in the victim's room for some 4 days earlier. She's on a box.
Oh my god, she's on a box. She's that short. Holy
It's
fuck.
just very tiny.
With that new understanding, it becomes clear that this letter was all part of the plan.
What plan?
The court will recall the note gave instructions to visit the slug and cell at 5 o'clock. And that the recipient should tell nobody else. The reason for those instructions are now clear.
To ensure that the lodger would not be at home at the stated time.
To make sure I wasn't home? Exactly. While you were out, Miss Green could safely slip into your room, knowing that you wouldn't be disturbed. You mean to say that letter
It was a bait and switch.
was written by Miss Green, yes. And in order to cover her tracks, she took it away with her when she left. Just after she smeared poison over the mouth of the gas pipe in your room.
That is a very tall box.
Mm-hmm.
Order! Order! What do you have to say for yourself, witness?
Either super sad or super
Who are
angry
you?
or
Why did you try to
evil
kill me?
suddenly.
Just as I was trying to kill someone else. How rude!
Miss Green's motive should be obvious. It's all tied up with someone whose name we've heard several times already during the course of this trial. A drone beam meter man!
So, that's what's behind all this.
It's revenge.
You will share your apparent understanding with the court, please, counsel. I am too slow and old to keep up.
Was Iris.
Duncan. Mr.
Iris.
Garadab.
A drone beam
Sherlock
meter.
Holmes.
Yes. The friend Duncan Ross. Also known as
The
the
friend
love
of
of Miss
Miss
Green's
Green.
life, who sadly passed away a month ago as a result of gas poisoning. Yeah.
Take that!
Duncan
Ross.
That's right. Before the defendant, Mr. Natsume, took up residence in the lodgings at Mr. Garrett's, somebody else was renting the room. Mr. Duncan Ross.
I knew I'd heard this name somewhere else. It was all over the papers a month ago when the man died in strange circumstances at the haunted lodgings.
That does ring a fake. Oh, of course. Yes, I remember now. The young man they claimed was strangled by the convict's curse or some such.
Fiddle faddle.
Sadly, my lord, it wasn't a curse of any kind. Nor was it an accident. The man died as a result of Mr. Shamsby blowing into the gas pipe and causing gas to leak into the room. It was murder, plain and simple.
Oh shit. Well, in her case, it's just attempted murder. In his case, it was actual murder, so he's kind of fucked.
And attempted double murder.
Uh-huh.
Well, what do you know? The word so unfair. Curses. Curious deaths. That's all people care about. If it's an interesting story, they want to know. It doesn't cross their minds that real people are involved. And once they're bored, just 1 month later, once the story lost its appeal, everyone's forgotten him.
Is this equipped like modern like social media sensationalism?
Yeah, very. It's like commentary.
Right. You mean you... Duncan was... Mr. Ross was Miss Green's fiancé. Fiancé? You may not have known until now who Miss Green really is, Mr. Shamsby. But she's known exactly who you are all along. Because you're her sworn enemy. The murderer who took the life of the man she was to marry. Marry! Miss Green, is it not the case that in order to exact revenge on Mr. Shamsby, you smeared poison over the end of the gas pipe? No? Yes? No?
This is all quite extraordinary. Am I correct in my understanding that you now accuse both parties, Counsel?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone is guilty.
Yes, everyone is guilty.
Each on different counts of murder?
Yes.
You got a murder accusation. You got a murder accusation.
Yes, my lord, that's correct.
Objection!
No.
Inhaling so deeply it appears that my... anyway.
Just had to do a hard reset.
Exactly. It appears that my fledgling learned friend has taken in a lungful of dubious gas that's causing his judgment to be clouded.
What?
Why would Mr. Shamspeare have wanted to kill these lodges, as you say?
There we go.
What is his motive?
Now we get to use
Now we get to the
case
interesting
file.
part, which
Yeah.
is probably pretty obvious to us at this point.
It's just 1%.
Yeah.
You have completely failed to provide a motive to substantiate your accusation against the man.
The motive is money.
It's always money.
Yes, that's right, Mr. Reaper, my liege.
What is that?
I've been slated. 'Tis lies, all lies. I deny every utterance.
And you'll have to forgive me, Mr. Naruhodo, sir. But I don't intend to admit to anything either.
Miss Green.
I'm sure you'll think I'm being very rude, but I'm not going to be sent to the gallows for the likes of this scoundrel.
She has a shield and a sword.
Objection!
And she has a Kaiser helmet made for her hair.
But you broke into the man's room. You haven't proven that. If you didn't do it, just me poison the pipe. What was your reason?
Objection. Oh.
I thought I'd have a look around. That's all.
Wait, you just admit it now? The case
Sure.
sure.
That's the, like, the,
Why
that's like
not?
the lamest reasoning ever.
I was just curious. How the
Tourism.
poor people live. Sorry?
You're right. I suspected him. So I thought perhaps I might find some evidence or something in his room.
I'm not going to admit to anything either. Admits to breaking into the room. Oh, that brush just vanished.
Evidence that it was him who took Duncan's life.
Oh vileness, oh villainy, oh tyranny, oh rotundity, oh whoop. That sweat drop on Shakespeare. But in any case, whenever I leave my room, I do turn the key in the lock. That's good practice. That's good practice.
The whole place is falling apart. The locks on the doors are no different. Duncan showed me once how to unlock the door with some terps and a piece of wire.
Why did Duncan know that?
Oh awfulness, oh artfulness, oh tyranny, oh profanity of woman.
We will consider you trespassing on some future occasion, but for now, tell the court what you found, what evidence your search revealed.
Well, I spotted a note that I'd sent him lying on the floor. When I went to pick it up, I noticed something.
A loose floorboard. Mm-hmm.
One of the floorboards was loose, and underneath it, I discovered a secret hiding place.
Yes, we also discovered that hiding place.
Inside, we found a newspaper cutting, a photograph, and an empty tin box.
Ah, yes. Well, the thing is, when I found it, the box wasn't empty.
The key? Is it a key? Tell me it's the key.
What?
Come on.
There was something in it?
Yes.
Is the key around her neck?
Yeah.
Let's go!
Hey!
Thanks, brother. Nice key.
4 for 4.
What
Oh.
are you doing with that?
How have
What
I not
the-
noticed that?
I guess he just assumed it was another key.
Every ounce of color is drained from his face. Holy shit.
Give it here! Give it to me now! It's mine! I inherited it!
What was that, witness? What did you say? You inherited it?
Yes, for my cellmate.
Inherited the...
What's all this about? He inherited that key?
It was obviously important to you since you'd gone such lengths to hide it, so I took it. I don't know what it's for, but you took something precious from me, so I took something precious from you.
Okay, tit for tat. I get it.
That was his mistake. So, what if it means you can't open something now? I don't give a shit.
Give it back this minute. Give it to me.
Calm yourself, witness.
So Mr. Shamsby has tried, and in one case succeeded to take the life of 2 lodgers now. Yes, his motive for doing so is the key to everything that's happened. Get it? It's true that there appears to be no motive to support the accusation against Mr. Shamspear, at first. But considering everything we know now, I think there's actually something that could explain it.
What?
Money.
Me.
We need to recall every piece of evidence at our disposal. Everything we've seen and heard. Because I'm sure that I just caught a glimpse of the link that runs through all of these events. You mean the colorful string on the corkboard?
I'm just imagining that in edit you're gonna put one of the links of Legend of Zelda.
Oh yeah, no, I've already done that. Sure.
Yep.
In that case, counsel, I must demand that you present evidence to the court in support of your claim.
No problem.
What is it that you say can explain the motivation for Mr. Shamspear's alleged crime?
Money.
Wasn't it? Oh, not. We don't have the newspaper clipping.
No,
No,
so Santa
the-
threw that
the
out because
file
it's in
ha-
the file.
Yeah, the
Oh,
file
okay.
had
Yeah.
newspaper as well.
Take that!
Go for it. Go for it.
that.
It's definitely that thing. Eat that thing.
That's an official police report, is it not?
The Selden file? How did you get a hold of that?
I have connections. Selden? The now sadly deceased Mr. Ross and the defendant Mr. Natsume have only one thing linking them. The fact that they had lodgings in the same room.
Well, Yes, we know this, certainly.
A room that was formerly occupied by Selden. Until, that is, he was arrested by Scotland Yard for his involvement in multiple burglaries.
And a few attempted murders.
A couple.
I see.
And it so happens that the convict Selden left behind one very substantial mystery when he died. Money.
The some £1,000 worth of loot that he stole,
That's very heavy loot.
Mm-hmm.
which as yet remains to be found.
Ah, yes, of course. It's coming back to me now. It's written in this file here.
I remember now that I read it.
£1,000 lost en route to hell. That was how the papers summed it up.
And it seems that one particular fellow inmate was with the convict in his final moments. It's not hard to imagine Selden entrusting that inmate with his most closely guarded secret. The location of the stolen loot. And perhaps a key. To unlock whatever container the valuables were in.
Ah! You mean this key is...
Mr. Shamspear, it was you, wasn't it? You were at the capital offender's side when he died, were you not? What are you talking about? Just false charge until you false charge.
The name of the inmate who was with Selden at his death isn't noted in this file.
Conveniently.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But a simple telegram to the prison where he died would quickly tell us how false the charge really is.
Meaning it's like really easy to confirm this. It's just like, don't
Yep.
fuck with me.
Yep.
But if it's true, why would the man be so intent on killing every subsequent occupant of the convict's lodgings?
To get the room for himself.
There's only one explanation for that, my lord. It was in that very room that Selden hid his loot.
So it all comes out.
Yes, and having established that, all of Mr. Shamspear's subsequent actions start to make perfect sense.
When he was let out of prison following Selden's death, he made immediately for Mr. Garrett's lodgings in the hope of renting Selden's old room. However, the retired army man was unable to offer him the accommodation of his choice.
Because Selden's old room had already been let to somebody else, Mr. Duncan Ross.
Which is why Mrs. Shamspear subsequently devised his gas-based plot to kill the occupants of the room.
His gas-based plot.
And when he was successful, he presumably intended to inquire about switching into the newly vacant room.
However, a certain jittery someone had beaten him to it.
Mr. Soseki Natsume, the defendant of this case, no less.
So you decided to use the ploy with the gas again, didn't you, Mr. Shamspear? This time to oust Mr. Natsume. All for one simple and avaricious reason. To get your hands on the 1,000 pounds of loot left behind by the dead convict.
Money!
Money. Oh, you...
Money.
Oh, breakdown animation?
That's it?
Is that?
That's it?
Oh,
How disappointing for an actor.
Sage.
No,
Look at Discord.
Nothing.
Money.
Is that Shamspear? No, that's
That's him.
Selden. That's Selden.
Oh, listen. I want you to have me loot. Anything to stop the coppers from getting their mitts on it. It's at the end of the room where I was lodging when they got me. Yeah. There's the key to it. Take it.
Man, I thought he might have actually like murdered him
Always
for it or
stay
something.
One
Mm.
step ahead, Mike. Two in L, I guess. Shamspear. Good on you, Mike.
Well, he's already killed a man, so I guess that's I guess that's correct.
Oh, he has an exit, another exit as well.
What did you
Oh
just
my
say?
god.
Is that a true
He's got a
section?
cogni. Got a Cockney
mine.
accent.
That loot is mine.
He might be a pirate.
Oh,
Hello.
Oh God! Everything is creepy. Oh,
Mr. Shamspear?
his motto is creepy. I
It's
know.
all lies.
Oh my God!
I don't accept any of it. Why should I?
That is a breakdown animation.
After all, you don't have a shred of evidence. You can't prove I killed that fellow. Forsooth, I am the victim here, remember. Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen?
Well, he seems innocent.
If I don't admit to it, there's nothing you can do. You can't arrest me, for the time being anyway. Verily, thou can't arrest the victim, can you? Isn't that right, ladies and gentlemen? I'm so close, I just need a few more hours. I swore to myself that I'd get my hands on it, and I can almost taste it now. Do you really think I'd just give up? There's no question in my mind now. This man's guilty through and through.
Miss Green just left the bench.
Yeah, she's just gone. She's gone.
Like, okay, I'm out.
Yeah, no. All right, so I'm gonna head down.
Intoxicated by the idea of that loot. Afraid that however hard you press him, he'll never admit to what he's done, Mr. Naruto.
There is a way. There's one way I can finish him. Finish him. What?
Finish him.
Finish.
No!
He's already committed to the most heinous crimes to get his hands on that loot. Which means all we need to do is find it first.
A fine plan.
Cool.
Were it not for the fact that the police thoroughly searched the room following the death of Mr. Ross.
Well, they didn't have the key, did they?
Yeah.
If it's there at all, it must be very well hidden indeed.
With no conclusive evidence, I certainly cannot rule.
If only... If only there was some way I could find the convict's loot quickly.
Oh, Sham's fingerprint thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
Oh,
thinking
maybe.
that too. It's the final piece in this complex puzzle. I think we might have it. We might have it in our possession already. Or I think we may well have something that can help us find where that loot is hidden.
What year is this game set in, more or less?
1900.
1900?
Yeah.
Almost exactly?
I think.
Yeah,
I
okay,
think exactly
the-
1900. Yeah.
The loot that they're talking about would have been worth about $40,000.
Yeah. Told you it's a lot of money.
That's
That's
a
right.
lot.
That's quite a bunch.
Yep.
That's quite a bit.
U.S. Counsel?
The defense
I
would
just
like to
had
make
to
a
look it up. I
proposal.
was so curious.
A proposal about how to find the late convicts hidden loot. Oh, Shams! I believe we have already in possession of some. I believe we are already in possession of something that could give us a clue as to its whereabouts.
The creepy handprints photo.
Probably, yeah.
I chose to ignore everything that is happening in reality.
Reality is
It's our
doesn't
last
exist.
chance. So it has to be worth a gamble.
Reality is a social construct.
Besides, I've used the same technique once already, and it definitely paid off then.
Very well then, Counsel. Let the court hear your idea. What do you propose we use in order to locate the hiding place of the deceased convict's vault?
Creepy prints.
The handprints on the wall.
Take that!
If I'm not mistaken,
And I rarely am.
Mr. Shamspear's handprints on the wall of his lodgings.
Good job, Judge.
Mazel tov.
That's right, my lord. Exposed as a result of the defense's independent investigation of the scene. I love that euphemism.
Based on a wonderful new discovery in the field of forensic science by the great detective Mr. Sholmes.
The great detective. Is that some kind of joke? Do you really think we're going to be daunted by a man with such ridiculous title?
I should think the great bard ought to recognize such a title when he hears one. Shamspear. I'm here! I did the murder!
He just jumped down there.
Yeah. Perhaps we should compete for the honor of most ridiculous title.
This is Sherlock Holmes himself!
What are you doing here, great detective?
I'm
Van Zieks
bored.
had his eyes closed, but he definitely rolled them just then.
Yeah.
Your usual hunts are the filthy back streets of the capital, are they not?
Sometimes. Only on the weekends.
Mr. Reaper, it's been too long. And I see your complexion has worsened since last week back. They are
Mr.
such
Sholmes.
interactions.
You must love avoiding the sunlight.
Oh, I wonder why. He does know Lord Van Zieks then. Well enough to say something like that in any case.
Mr. Sholmes. Though you may be heralded as a great detective by the population at large, that does not give you the right to come and go in my courtroom as you see fit.
Citation needed.
If I may, my lord. Mr. Sholmes' newly developed scientific method has helped us to uncover vital clues in this case already.
Clues, you say? What are
call it-
those?
I
What
call
is
it
a clue?
a clue. It's something that
It's
you
a
see.
no, it's
see-
a blue paw print.
It's a board.
Damn it!
Usually
I
it's a
was
board
about,
game.
Usually has a
I
blue
was
paw
about
print
to
on it.
say. First, you get a blue dog. I call them skin prints, my lord. My method identifies every location touched by an individual under scrutiny.
I just noticed like skin print would also be a nice way to refer to like tattoos, right?
Yep.
So I got some skin prints.
Maybe.
It's the method by which we were able to ascertain this gentleman's gas pipe activities.
The gas pipe activities. Oh!
Oh god! I almost fell on my chair. You need only a small sample of something a small sample of something the individual had previously touched to make an indicator solution. In your case, sir, I used the teacup you had been holding. Elementary.
I said the thing.
So now, Mr. Naruhodo,
Yes.
what am I to use as a sample to make the indicator solution?
The
I don't know,
key?
do we have something by Selden?
The key?
Yeah,
It's the only
but-
thing.
yeah, but Miss Olive has touched the key all over.
Thank you for offering to help, Mr. Sholmes. The convict was arrested. He was living in what is now Sussex-son's room. We need a sample to help locate Selden's loot that is hidden in his room. What form will
What?
the sample take? Wait, are we gonna use Soseki as a sample? Because he lives in the room now?
Or
That'd be
Duncan.
funny.
Or Duncan, the guy immediately after.
Well, we don't have Duncan right here, so...
We have in the present a person part.
Yeah, but how would we use Duncan as a sample? How would we do that? Honestly, I want to try. I want to try using Soseki, present a person. We will need something of Selden's in order to create the indicator solution to find his loot.
Oh, so it would be Miss Olive because she has the key.
True.
Yeah, in the end.
Yeah, and something the convict owned happens to be in the possession of somebody listed in the court record. Yeah, it is the key then.
Yeah. Upon my word, Mr. Naruhodo, your powers of reasoning appear to be on the up.
Would have been more funny to be like, oh, Soseki lives in there now, so he touched the whole room.
So, which particular person do you have in mind?
It's probably Miss Green.
From whom can we obtain a possession of the late convict Selden to create the indicator solution?
It's definitely Olive Green.
Take that!
Yep.
Miss Green, where are you? Oh, there. Hi.
I'm here with my canvas. Me? What do you want with me?
The key around your neck, if you please.
Sorry?
The thing you stole.
What key?
Give it here. That key belonged to Selden. There will be remnants of secretions from the man's skin. Ill on its surface that we can use.
But she had touched it all over. She slept with it when she was
Yeah,
in
but
the
she wasn't in Soseki's room, so she wouldn't have left any skin prints there.
Very true.
Thank you, Shams. That is the sample we need. Using it, we can create the indicator solution required for Mr. Shams' skin print seeker. And find out exactly what Selden touched in the room that he used to rent.
Mr. Shakespeare, as one great to another, I assure you. If the late convicts hall is hidden somewhere in his former lodgings, you'll be the first one to know. I shall recover it in no more than 30 minutes.
So, Mr. Shamsby, the truth is well within our grasp now, and as such, you will never get your hand on Selm's stolen wealth. You neither.
In that case, I'll gladly let Mr. Shams have this key.
No! Give the key to me! The detective shan't have it!
The power of the hater.
It's over, Mr. Shamspear. No, no! You're out of options now. There's only one thing left for you to do. Admit your guilt! Whoa! Oh, shameful spear! Despair! Be thy name!
Oh, he exploded.
Who,
Confetti.
who was playing Duck Hunt?
I'm gonna edit in the dog giggling. God. So you're not bald? I never intended to
Maybe
kill
that
a
is
man.
a wig.
I just wanted to drive him out of the room. That's all. So you'd have time to find the convict's hall of stolen goods.
Yet after you killed the young man, you still didn't move into the room.
Why didn't you just say, hey, do you want to switch rooms? Mine has an opening in the...
I asked the landlord, of course. I pleaded with him, but he refused. Why? I was 3 months behind with the rent, for one thing.
Makes sense.
Circuit really has had a lot to put up with. And he had the gas repair work done immediately afterwards, putting the room out of action for a while. And then this Japanese man swooped in at just the right moment to sign the new lease.
Poor Mr. Natsume, what unfortunate timing.
Then, 5 days ago, after the incident on Briar Road, when the Japanese fellow got himself arrested, I thought I'd finally have my chance. But it wasn't to be.
No, the scene was sealed off and guarded by the police night and day.
And if I remember rightly, Mr. Shum spent the whole day in there reading books.
I couldn't even enter the room, let alone search for the loot. Which is why on the day Mr. Natsume was acquitted and returned to his room, you once again tried your trick of blowing air into the gas pipe that treats the stove in his room.
Unbeknownst to you, however, that action would lead you into a deadly trap.
Hi. William Shakespeare. How does it go? To be or not to be? That is the question.
From Shakespeare's Hamlet, Act 3, Scene 1.
Well, let me tell you, in your case, it's not to be. That is the answer. You deserve to die for what you've done.
Crickets?
At first, I really did think it was just a terrible accident. I'll never forget the conversation the night before Duncan died.
Who's gonna be Duncan?
I guess I'll be.
I've been doing so many voices. I'm
Yeah,
tired.
I'm gonna. What does he sound like?
He's just a guy, just a sweet guy. I don't
The
know.
gas supply and my new
Still
luxuries
can.
are a complete disaster, you know, Olive.
The gas supply?
Yes, the stove always seems to go out in the middle of the night, just for some reason.
That's no joke.
Sparkling conversation.
They say it's the convict's curse.
Oh, Duncan, please, don't stay there. I don't get how cheap it is.
All right then, if it's that important to you, I'll start looking for a new place.
Oh, I was about to move.
There's spare rooms in my house. And don't you leave that horrible room tonight.
No, I'd better not. We said we'd wait until we graduated before we told our parents, remember?
But that was the last time we ever spoke. That very night, they fell victim to the gas. If only I know it was going to happen, I'd have insisted that he left that horrible room that instant. But instead, all I've been left with is bitter regret. I stopped going to school, but something kept drawing me back to the house on the Briar Road. I saw a stupid Eastern-looking man with a mustache coming out of the house one there. He walked up to the road to road scrubbery for some food, so I followed him and sat myself down next to him. He had some worried-looking suit and started to pick a quarrel with the publican. That place is cursed, I tell you! Cursed! The ghost that confident used to live there is trying to suffocate me! I wake up in the middle of the night, freezing to death because the stove vent's gone out. The room is full of gas and I can't hardly breathe. But the pipes have been checked, no problem there. It's like I'm the problem. Is that what they're thinking? That's what they're thinking. That was no question. How could that be? Duncan was gone, and now this man had almost suffered the same fate. Could it really be a curse? Then I remembered. I heard about how the gas company is against installation.
Aruba? Ah, you mean?
Yes, everybody's heard about the about how they go around checking the pipes.
Checking pipes.
Checking pipes.
How anything connected to the gas can be extinguished by blowing air into the pipework.
That's when it started. A little flicker of doubt in the back of my mind that just wouldn't go away. Was it really an accident, though? Once I had the idea, he wouldn't leave me alone. Playing me day and night. So, I bought this at one of the black markets in the East End. You know, one of those that everybody...
A black market?
I've never been, I just heard people talk about them. And you really can't buy anything you can think of that. It's not a new husband for some reason. In some ways, being able to get my hands on this so easily made me even more determined. I had to find out one way or another. Was Duncan's death an accident or was it murder?
And your chosen method for establishing the truth was simple but highly effective. Smear poison on the gas pipe you suspected the man of tampering with, and wait.
If Mr. Shamster was innocent, nothing would come of what you'd done. But if he was guilty, he would pay for his crimes dearly.
I found out the name of the man I suspected, William Shakespeare. And then I wrote him this little note.
Flashbang.
Flashbang.
I have information regarding the death of Duncan Ross. Come to the Slug and Salad on Briar Road at 5 p.m. on the 17th. Don't tell anybody else about this letter or the meeting. It is a matter of utmost importance. If you've done it, I knew it would worry him enough so he'd be sure to go. So, I waited to see if it worked.
And of course, Mr. Shakespeare followed the instructions to the letter.
Hey, you. You're finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? Walked right into that Imperial ambush.
God, can you stop it with the white fades? Ah.
Can you just put the sound of the flashbang that little?
The FPS flashbang.
Yeah.
And just the fucking Skyrim. Oh, you're finally awake.
And the thief over there.
I worked out where the gas pipe was straight away. So, as me a good amount of the poison I brought all around the mouth of the pipe. All the time praying that the devil's work wouldn't be done, and it was all just some wild fantasy. Wouldn't you just like poison a gas company worker if it wasn't Shamspear just because of the thing of the test? Actually, no. All the time praying that the devil's work would be done, and that the culprit would get his just desires.
No, I'm gonna look away this time. Oh, I looked away this time. Ah, close your eyes. Aw. God damn it.
Very slow epilepsy warning.
Yeah.
No flashing lights, just very bright
So
screens.
nothing.
3 days ago, when you were first stood in the dock before me, this whole affair seemed relatively straightforward.
It always does, doesn't it?
Yes, my lord.
I certainly never imagined the depths of depravity that we should subsequently find lurking behind the scenes.
It had been a long road, my Nipponese friend.
Oh, yes.
I hope it just goes, you know what? Good job.
And when I certainly didn't envisage walking with you.
Is that a compliment? Or a backhanded insult?
It was just a statement.
I can't tell.
It was just a statement. Like, this was weird, and I did not expect to be this weird.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, together we have reached the light at the end of the tunnel, as it were.
Multiple
did
times, and it was
Duncan.
very blinding.
So did Duncan.
Oh, pfft.
Uh-huh.
Miss Green,
Yes, my lord.
you will henceforth be stripped of your freedom, as well as punished for the attempted murder of Mr. William Shamspear.
And your easel.
Yeah, I know.
And you, Mr. Shamspear, will be tried for the murder of Mr. Duncan Ross in cold blood, and the subsequent attempted murder of Mrs. Soseki Natsume here present.
Mr. Naruhodo,
Take this key. Yes?
yesterday at the hospital, when you and your friend stopped me from
Unsubscribing?
subscribing,
From ending your life and
From
drinking what was left in the
unsubscribing.
poison bottle?
I wasn't myself. I can't even really remember what was going through my... To be or not to be, I suppose. That is a question that's so hard to answer, it seems.
Well, personally, I'm glad of you being here, Miss Green.
Oh,
And I'd like to believe that it's a blessing Mr. Shamspear didn't die when he ingested the poison. For your sake, at the very least.
Now he's going to die for another reason.
Yeah.
Everybody wins.
because of you, I chose life, not death. And now, you've made the two come out at last. Really, I can't thank you enough.
Oh, Miss Green.
Everybody's
sniffle.
eyes are so watery.
Sniffle, sniffle.
Mr. Soseki Natsume.
Oh, speaking of watery eyes.
Yeah, my lord.
A court declares that you are exonerated from all blame in this matter. Accordingly, I will call upon the ladies and gentlemen of the jury to present a verdict of not guilty.
Guilty! We are in full agreement. Oh,
In that case, I hereby declare the defendant
under investigation.
not guilty. Japanese.
Mustache.
It's just like something completely stupid.
I declare the defendant jittery.
What is it, Jack?
There we go. How's it going?
Oh, yeah. So why Mr. Shamsky is telling us to not talk about this case
Yeah,
anyway?
maybe
If
because
I
of,
just is duly done.
maybe it's because of the loot. No, sure.
I don't know. Now we have the key and the method. The divine justice? My dear fellow, if there was any divine justice in this world, you would shave that mustache.
You're ugly.
No, this has nothing to do with my mustache. Anyway,
Some say that a luxuriant mustache is a sign of physical prowess, Mr. Sholmes.
I mean, Soseki did kick down that door, right?
look who's on the missing order as well. You saved me from doom.
How many times does this make it? Just two, right?
Just twice.
Yeah, as long as there
Alright.
isn't a third time.
Yeah, exactly. You
Like
stay-
at the beginning
you
of this
really,
game.
like, for
So,
real, stay out of courtrooms
If it,
now.
if it happens again, you owe me.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's
Remember.
never gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very happy to have been able to help Mr. Natsume. Congratulations on your acquittal. You're second in almost as many days.
I was first acquainted with great affection for English literature whilst in a great empire. And then, by a twist of fate, I was brought to the land that bore the fruits of that literature. Only, the city of bricks and mortar became my prison. Try as I might, I never found my feet here. In the end, I confined myself to my room and lived life through friendlier books.
You've had such a difficult time, haven't you?
But a week ago now, I drank you out of that dark and dingy room of yours, didn't I not?
I did you a favor.
You did. And I've seen more of life this week than all of my years to date. And for the first time, I feel I've begun to see the true face of the English that's so far behind me from me. So far behind me from me behind the wall of fog.
That's a sentence.
But dear fellow, there is nothing special about the true face of the English. But my pipe is not touching my mouth. Wheresoever one goes in the world, humans are human. There are a few genuine differences. Yes, I think you're right. I finally start to see that, and I've come to understand something. I hate it here. I was attracted to English literature in the first place. It made me see
I never want to see this shit again.
that whatever our nationality, we humans all have the same hopes and fears. We're just all doing our best to live.
Well said. I've come to feel the same way.
Whoop! Spins around dramatically.
I made a decision too.
Goodbye.
I'm going to cut short my study tour here and return to Japan.
What?
Whoop! Just turns a little bit more.
Guess one would become friends here in England. What a terrible shame.
I know that it does tug at my heartstrings. It really does. You know, I don't have money to buy a room, and I've been trying. Someone tried to kill me. You know, it's kind of becoming a bummer. But I decided that I like to take everything I've learned here.
Been arrested twice, kind of a bummer.
Interested twice. Accused of murder several times.
It kind of ruins the magic of being in another country. I'm not gonna lie to you. A novel of sorts, I suppose.
Oh my, so you'll be creating your own literature, Mr. Natsume? How wonderful!
Oh, well, no, I mean, I wouldn't presume to call it literature.
Oh yeah, a fledgling writer here.
This spins around angrily. Why not? What is that? What is precisely the definition, Mr. Mustache? I suppose you're right. Yes, I will in a way. It will be in a way literature. But as of now, all I know is that I like to try my hand at writing. I have no delusions of grandeur.
Cut to the scene in the first case where he's like, "Oh, I'm the greatest writer ever."
The bestseller.
I, for one, would love to read your work.
Well, all things considered, it may be for the best. After all, you have once again emerged victorious from a battle with the Reaper.
Ah, that's very true.
Whoop! This will be so funny while he comes slowly spinning around.
There's no salvation for a person in the dock when the Reaper is the prosecutor.
The desire to return post-haste to the perceived safety of your homeland is one I quite understand.
My goodness, yes, faced with such a terrifying prospect. Honestly, just get the fuck out of here. Then we wouldn't consider that cowardly, I'm quite sure. Just get the fuck out. Leave.
Whoop! Oh, I thought Sham was talking.
I love how it stopped dead in the middle. That was great.
But that's not why I'm leaving. I mean it. Objection.
And that was the case that we found ourselves embroiled in 6 months ago now. Seki-san did indeed return to Japan and submitted a report about both cases to the government. It was on reading that report that Professor Mikotoba was prompted to visit the scholar. And barely any time later, Sasato-san was given the news that she must return to Japan as well.
But why Shams?
On the back of the telegram stating falsely that her father had fallen gravely ill.
But why Shams said to not talk about it?
The only possible explanation that comes to mind is what happened after the trial on the following day.
There you go.
The day that we uncovered the loot hidden by... I told you it had to do with the loot. Hidden by the now deceased convict in the former lodging.
Oh, is it empty? Did someone steal it while everybody was in the... Ooh, that could be interesting.
24th?
If somebody already took it.
Uh-huh. Let's see.
Whoop. Oh, maybe that's what the next case is about. Maybe there is like a...
Oh, maybe.
Well done, Mr. Shams. How simply marvelous of you. Do more weird shit. Uncover the secret hiding place in just one day.
Wasn't it supposed to take 30 minutes? I was just gonna say.
As I believe I told you, my dear fellow, skin prints are extremely useful in such situation.
But they're very old.
Would you agree, Gregson?
Oh, he's here too?
I'm also here.
Hi. How's lunch? Or is that breakfast? Oh, Iris, hi.
This is a very cramped
He's been happily munching in agreement this whole time, you know, Hurley.
Happily? I think perhaps humorlessly might be closer to the truth.
He is a police officer.
Gary that gonna be here? So, it transpires the men fashioned a hiding place in the ceiling.
Oh. And what's in it? What exactly is the loot?
Let us look then, if you're ready. Let us examine the late Bugler's Hall. In the ceiling.
Interesting. What is that?
It's empty. Tell me.
Whoa, hello.
Oh.
That is blood. What is that letter?
It could be some sort of neckband or
I think it's a B.
collar?
Looks like a bee.
Neckband or collar.
A collar? It's huge though.
Wait, could it be like a collar of a horse or some shit?
A bear. And look at all the gemstones set in it. I can see why it's claimed to be worth £1,000. Perhaps
Wait,
I could have it as well.
A belt?
Well,
Oh,
Iris
have
could
you
wear a
noticed
belt.
very
the
big.
inside there? There are some dark stains.
I think that's
Barely
blood.
noticeable.
You didn't think they could be blood? Do you? I mean, that was quite a lot of it.
I thought it was gonna be a lot of things.
Second thoughts, perhaps I won't have it as a belt.
And of course, there's this emblem
Stop describing it.
here.
Oh, yeah, it is a B.
A large letter B and
Yeah.
a small crown.
I was expecting the B to also be that. Letter B, as if the fucking
What does it signify, do
B
you think?
gas person.
I hadn't noticed that.
Zoom.
I feel as though I've
Too many hands to
seen
be
that
shaken.
emblem somewhere before, you know? Where could it have been?
That's enough. Okay, everybody shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm. Very
So
sinister
some-
suddenly.
Oh, Baskerville.
Probably.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's enough of that, I think.
What?
Oh, the Hounds of the Baskervilles, of fucking course.
Yeah.
It's a dog called what?
Big ass
Wow, it
dog.
took me a long time. Jesus Christ.
What's the matter with Mr. Sholmes? All the color is drained from his face.
Well, Inspector, I believe you ought to be taking this. Oughtn't you?
Oughtn't you?
This is the
Oughtn't. Oughtn't.
Oughtn't. It could be valuable evidence. After all, it must be kept safely under lock and yeah. Get your grubby hands off that, you lot, and hand it over, now!
I've never seen a collar that large before. And all those jewels certainly look to be extremely valuable. Well, that's not what stood out the most to me. At least not once I noticed it. Those dark marks on the inside of the collar. Those stains. Could they really have been blood? You have to find out next time.
Oh.
Well, that was a funny case, wasn't it? But it's all buttoned up now. Anyway. And you look very pleased, Iris. I am, because I was starting to wonder what I could use as the basis of this month's story in the magazine. But this case will be perfect. It's been so fascinating. You're talking about the latest installment of The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, I presume? The mystery of the knife in the mist. And the mustached man and the convict's curse, perhaps.
Jesus.
I can make it a two-part story.
Oh, I can't wait.
I would please, Iris.
Yes, what is it, Hurley?
I'm sorry, but you can't write about this case. It's out of the question.
What? Why not? It's a great case.
Then I shall have to insist that you limit yourself to the first two of your titles. The first of your two titles. The second must never be written. It's that clear.
Yes.
And so it was that the second of Souseki-san's cases became buried in obscurity.
Who's that in the Discord call?
I recognize this guy. Who's this? I'm kidding.
I think it's a guy named Mark.
Now, looking back, I feel I understand. I can see why Mr. Sholmes forbade Iris from publishing the story. It would take a little longer before I saw the link between everything that had happened and would happen.
I think that's like the final case or something, right? Probably. Has to be.
Has to be.
For it wasn't until 2 months after the arrival of Susato-san's letter that events began to unfurl again, with an incident that took place at the very heart of the eagerly awaited Great Exhibition of London.
Well, maybe it is the next case. Heaven!
Credits roll.
END.
End? Like end of the game?
The key of knowledge.
Oh, I guess not. All right, good.
I think the next one is actually called The Hound of Baskervilles or whatever.
No, it's the
Or
Great
is it
Departed Soul.
Oh.
The Return of the Great Departed
Yes.
Soul.
Oh yeah, is that the one that we think it's Kazuma?
Please let it be
Not-
Kazuma.
Do you want to start just a little bit?
Nah,
Ah,
see you
but-
next time.